YouTube, what's going on? This is Liston 3270 with Liston Unfiltered. All right, this video is going to be about the first time I got to watch Yuriorkis Gamboa against Roger Mtagwa. And the date was January 23rd, 2010, HBO Boxing After Dark. And I did not know much about Gamboa at the time. I had heard enough about Mtagwa though, and Mtagwa was very, very tough, was rough and rugged, and could box, and always came to fight. And this fight, was a very interesting fight. And Gamboa looked absolutely sensational. Just the movement, in and out, side to side. Tagwa was having all kinds of difficulties, landing anything. And Gamboa just looked amazing. Gamboa had power, he had accuracy. He was picking Mtagwa apart. And, the types of shots that Mtagwa was eating all fight long, it was very brutal. And this fight went 2 rounds. And, Mtagwa was trying. I mean, that's the whole thing. He was game. He was trying to apply pressure. He was trying to, mount an offense, and he just couldn't get anything going. And Gamboa just was amazing. Gamboa looked like he could have really been a special fighter.
He's boxed a total of 224 rounds, meaning his professional fights last 6.4 rounds on average.
That night. It kind of reminds me of like performances like, when Roy Jones Jr. fought, Vinny Pazienza. It was one of those types of performances, or Calzaghe Lacey, which I've done a video on. It's one of those types of beatdowns. Now, luckily for Mtagwa, though, this fight only lasted 2 rounds. The late Steve Smoger was, the referee in there, and he gave Mtagwa, chance after chance, but Mtagwa just was totally outclassed. He was game, but he was outclassed, and I thought that Gamboa would have really been a very special fighter, and I guess, looking at it realistically, Gamboa went on to have, I guess, a solid career. He fought, Tank Davis and Bud Crawford, and Orlando Salido, and he's Devin Haney. He's fought some of the really big premier names in the sport.
He is often praised for his refined boxing technique, including quick footwork, sharp hand speed, and the ability to switch stances smoothly, allowing him to adapt to different fighting styles. Amateur success. Gamboa had a highly successful amateur career, winning an Olympic bronze medal in 2004, showcasing his talent early on.
But, it makes you wonder, where did things go wrong for Gamboa exactly? And I think You won't see it in this particular fight with Mtagwa, but if you watch some of Gamboa's other fights, he really wasn't defensively responsible. Another guy who just ate everything that was thrown at him. And it's unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate because Gamboa really had some skills. He really had some skills, and he had power, and but if you can't protect yourself, how long do you expect your career to really last? Eating all kinds of shots, you know. You know, but I think that's where things started. Now I don't honestly I don't know what type of life he led outside of the ring. Maybe I need to research that. Was he into drinking? Was he not disciplined outside of the ring when he wasn't fighting? I mean, maybe there's more to it. I just can point to the fact that other fights I've seen him in, he got hit a whole lot. But maybe there is more to it. But on this night, he really looked sensational. The combination punching, the movement, the coordination, just hand speed, it just was all there.
Yuriorkis Gamboa, a resident of the U.S., but who has been stranded in Cuba for over a year and a half after fatally hitting a person in a traffic accident, has finally been acquitted.
It just was way too much for Mtagwa. And I must say, Mtagwa was a real man. He didn't run. He tried to fight, and he was game. So let's give him credit to for trying to make a fight of it. Coming up short, but he would go on to fight a few more times too before his career, came to an end. But you know, maybe I will put the fight in the link description. Or you guys can, if you're curious about the fight, if you haven't seen it, it is on YouTube. I actually checked to make sure it was up there before I did this video. I was actually watching it a little bit again too. It really it's quite a sight. Quite a sight. But to anyone who remembers the fight or has seen it when it happened so many years ago, what were your impressions of Gamboa, or your impressions of, Roger Mtagwa, you know? And coincidentally enough, Juanma Lopez was in the main event, and Gamboa was the co-main. And those were two fighters that, they were supposed to be, uh, that was supposed to be at that time a fight where, both of the fighters would have met each other, and was looking like the next big thing with the two of them. Maybe not on the level of a Pacquiao and a Mayweather, but people were genuinely excited about, those two potentially getting in the ring, and naturally it didn't happen. I was speaking about Gamboa's defense and how horrid it is, but Juan Ma was another one. His defense was absolutely awful. And he got knocked out by a Salido. I think he got knocked out twice by Salido, and Gamboa beat Salido in a good fight, solid fight. That might be up on YouTube as well. But I think when Juan Ma got knocked out by Salido twice, if I'm not mistaken, that was the end. Nobody was entertaining. Wanting to see Gamboa and Juan Ma again. And like I said, both of them, their defenses are just awful. Just absolutely awful. I just don't know why guys can't defend themselves. I mean, yeah, you're an elite fighter or supposedly an elite fighter. I mean, get hit with certain shots, but my God, don't lead with your chin and your head. I mean, getting hit with everything. It's just embarrassing. But that didn't happen, and maybe I'll do a video on those two. But it would have been nice to see. What we know we wouldn't have seen in the fight is defense, so probably would have been a nice scrap. But that's it for this video. Let me know if you enjoyed the video or if you didn't. You know, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Comments help the page. Everything helps the page. And thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm out.